go ahead and call on you guys this morning. Evan, lead us off.
Just the last time a teenage defenseman was doing what Matthew Schaefer's doing is probably the guy on your side right now.
Yeah.
What have you seen watching him, and do you see the comparison?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he's a great skater, great hands, likes to get involved in the play. Like most young offensive defensemen, he's got lots of get up and go, and I mean, he's making a huge impact on their team in a short amount of time and producing at a high rate. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a real good one.
Jesse?
Coach, we were just talking to Josh about playing on the offside. He was saying that he's still struggling to adjust and catching pucks and things like that. And we were kind of saying, to our eye, don't really notice much of a difference. What have you thought of him playing on his own hand?
I think he's handled it really well. You know, it takes some getting used to. You know, I know those guys, even yesterday, Sam and him were out before practice, like working on retrieving pucks in the offensive zone and like some hard passes up the wall, some slow ones. How do you retrieve it? What's the best way? And getting some input. And Burnsy's was in there too. And just those little things, getting enough touches to make it second nature. But I think he's done a really nice job over there. That's why we still have him there. Yeah.
Ryan, then Bailey.
Taylor McCarr had a really impressive second game. He was called up again ahead of tonight's game. What were your impressions of his last performance?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought that he took a step even from the San Jose game, which I really liked him in. Just responsible defensively, no glaring mistakes on the defensive side of it or turnovers. So building trust on that, and then he had a couple of really good scoring chances in limited ice time as well. Deflected one right off the goalie's shoulder, almost went in, and then he got a good look off the rush later on. So, I mean, he just working on his development. He's done a nice job down there. Straight line guy that can play physical, can really skate, and he's shown that here in the 2 games he's played as well.
Bailey.
Sam Girard returning to the lineup last game. What are some of the things that you kind of saw in his return that you're hoping you can kind of work on heading?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he's pretty steady. He was pretty steady already at game 1. The one thing about Sam is, like, in his return to play and of all the injuries he's had over the years, like, he comes back and he's, like, ready to go almost immediately. So I liked his game the other night. I mean, he'll get more involved a little bit as he starts getting his legs underneath him, but first game back, he's generally one of our best guys coming back from injuries, and I thought he was really good the other night.
Eric, then Ryan Bolden.
How much do those games against your former team matter in the room? Like, how much do the guys rally around someone like Brock Nelson going up against his former team?
Yeah, it depends on the group. He'll be taking some heat. He'll have his name on the board to make sure he's putting a donation up there tonight, I'm sure. But lots of Avs connections and Islanders connections, right? You got Taser, you got Brock, you got, like, on the other side, Patty and Bugner were both here. Ray was here, and, we had Cal Ritchie, Drouin. So, like, should be a fun game to play. You got 2 teams that are playing pretty well. They've won 4 in a row. They've looked really good on this stretch, and we're trying to keep our thing going here, so it should be a fun game.
Ryan, then Corey.
Keith Moranto was out this morning just in a non-contact jersey.
Yeah.
Do you have an update on where he's at?
Yeah, he's coming along nicely. So his original timeline was 6 to 8 weeks, and he's just at the 4-week mark right now, but it seems like everything's going good, so he's going to start joining practice here, non-contact for a little bit, and then we'll eventually move him to contact, and we're hoping to hit that 6-week date if everything continues to progress properly.
Corey, then we'll finish with Rachel.
Just how would you sum up Jonathan Drouin's time here? I know he was only here for a couple of years, but made a pretty big impact while he was here.
Yeah, no, he was a good player for us. I liked it. I thought, coming over, whatever his role was or his sort of identity as a player prior to getting here, highly skilled offensive guy, can play with top players, has good speed and good vision, likes the give and go game. But where soon after joining us, he really dug in on the defensive side of things. It was a highly, regarded defensive player for us too. So, I mean, I think you have to be in this league. If you're going to play top line minutes with top guys, you're going to face a lot of other top lines. So you have to, round out your game and become a better defensive player. And he did that. And earned a lot of trust with me, and then he was also still very productive in his time here. So, I just think all around really good top 6 winger for us.
Go ahead, finish, Rachel.
It's Hockey Fights Cancer Night. What does that night mean to you, and do you kind of rally around guys like Josh Manson, where you know it hits a little bit closer to home for them?
Yeah, I think you do, and I like we're all proud of the NHLPA, the league, for having this initiative. I mean, I know we raise a lot of money to help with cancer research, awareness, all of it. There's not too many people now that this doesn't touch. So your heart goes out. Everyone's got a personal story, and it means a lot. So it's always good to kind of have this night and get everybody behind it, and especially for the guys closest to us, so they're always kind of in the back of our minds.
Thank you, Jared.
Yep, thank you.
Like, have you talked to Cal Ritchie at all? Did you come across him?
I haven't crossed paths him either. I don't really know him at all, but a couple of guys have just talked about his game there and said he's a smart player and got a lot of room for growth, and it'll be a big part for them. So, but I haven't spoken to him.
When the trade happened, was it a little weird because immediately it was like, oh, they traded Brock Nelson and got back maybe a replacement for him.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about that. I mean, for me, it was figuring out next steps just for my family and I, and just kind of getting through that, just having never gone through it. Not too worried about their side of things, but obviously yeah, I mean, that's always the backside of the game you never really try to think about or be a part of, and I've been fortunate to be in one spot for so long and not have to move, but then obviously the show still goes on and you can't play forever, so there's going to become a time where you move on, and yeah, it obviously happened, and just try to figure out, the next steps for us and being here.
Is this a night you've had circled on your calendar?
Yeah, I haven't tried to think about it too much, but it's obviously, only seen him a couple times. Check out the schedule, make sure I could see some of the guys. I got to see a bunch of them yesterday, so it's fun to see them. And then, yeah, it'll be weird. It'll be interesting just to see those guys from a different side and different perspective, and it'll be funny lining up against a couple of guys that you kind of grew up with and great friends with.
I know a lot of players kind of treat these first games against their former teams differently. How do you kind of treat it? Is this like I need to go and perform, or is this just any other game?
I try to approach it like any other game. I think it's a big game. Obviously, they're playing well, and we're on a roll, and we want to keep things going. But I think there'll be a couple smiles and a couple laughs and chirps, but at the end of the day, I think both teams just want to go out there and compete and win. And I'm glad the game happened here first and not there. I think it'll be tougher playing there, and it was just nice to kind of see the guys yesterday and kind of get to hang out with them a bit, catch up, and check in on everybody.
Is this one of those games that you do anticipate as it's coming up, or you just kind of go through the motions?
A little bit, but I mean, not looking ahead. I don't think it was like, hey, I'm waiting for this one in particular. You just try to go about your business, and but familiar and I keep in touch with a lot of the guys and knew when they were coming out. So trying to coordinate, just being able to see them and catch up, like I said, which was great. We had a good time yesterday and saw a bunch of them, and yeah, and then I mean, same for New York. Obviously, not looking ahead to that, but that will be a fun one, going back there and seeing a lot of familiar people behind the scenes, logistically at the rink, security and PR and other people like that. So and more people away from the game. So yeah.
I recall you said Jonathan Drouin had called you about wearing number 29. Is it going to be weird seeing that logo with
It's
that
weird.
number?
Well, a couple times I've seen the highlights on NHL, and I see 29. Like, it takes me a split second. I feel like I'm so programmed to just see it 29 and thinking to myself. And yeah, it's weird, but I appreciate the fact that he thought he had to reach out. He didn't have to do that. I mean, he could wear whatever he wants. And yeah, it definitely took a second just kind of seeing him on the screen.
What's your experience like with Patrick Waugh?
He was great. I love Patty. Patty's got a great energy about him, great presence, and I think he was great. He was kind of, when he came in, he just kind of opened it up a bit. One of the guys that just play free, have fun, enjoy the game, and play a fast style. I think he's brought that to the team, and he's a guy that obviously wants to win, and he's an ultimate competitor, and he wears his emotions, and he gives everything he has to try and get the guys in a position to win. So as a player, when I was there, I loved that. You can't really ask for any more.
Tonight's also Hockey Fights Cancer Night for the Avs. What does that mean to you?
Hockey Fights Cancer is a great night for the league, and I know everyone recognizes it. And it's something I don't have anyone that close that has been diagnosed, but I think a lot of people know somebody or have been impacted by it. And it's a horrible thing. So to have a night where you can kind of recognize the people who are having a battle that's incredibly, hard and difficult on a day-to-day basis that people probably take for granted, just day-to-day activities that, we're very fortunate and healthy to do. So to give back to them in a night like this is special.
A lot of people know this is a big night for Josh Manson, just losing his mom to cancer a few years ago. Is there anything you guys can do to give him a little extra support?
I feel like it's just, taking the time to, like I said, to interact with the people here that are being recognized. I think every interaction on a day-to-day basis, you never know what somebody's going through in terms of just mental health or cancer or different difficult situations. So I think just being a nice person, somebody to listen to, somebody to talk to. Manson's an incredible guy. Obviously was raised by an incredible family and support system, and he's got a presence about him that he's just a happy-go-lucky guy, and he can kind of communicate with everyone. Just try to reciprocate that for him.
The Islanders have a lot of young, up-and-coming prospects. Do you prepare differently for the game, given that they might have an advantage in some areas?
I wouldn't say we prepare differently, but obviously you key in on different guys, and obviously you're referring to Schaefer, and I think everyone knows and can see how fast and how well he skates and how he can kind of impact the game. So it's a guy, there's a number of guys in the league like that, so you try to key on those guys, take away time and space and play them a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, those players who have a different dynamic about them are able to kind of impact it, so you want to try and contain them a bit more, and maybe a little bit more hyper-focused on certain players, but I don't think you change your approach too much.
Thank you, Brock.
Just how are you feeling, and how do you feel about how this back end's working together as a unit?
Yeah, it's been good so far. There's games where it's a little bit tougher, like if your feet aren't feeling as good, the reads come a little bit slower, the left just feels a little bit more uncomfortable. Trying to make plays at the blue line in the O-zone, a little bit tougher for me, just not as comfortable. I would say puck handling is not my forte to begin with, so trying to simplify the blue line is something I always try and do anyways. But on the left side, it's a little tougher, collecting your backhand, getting it to your forehand. If you want to go D to D, you got to open up a little bit more. But I like the way the D have been playing lately. They're doing a good job, kind of flowing. I think all 6 guys have been keys, I guess you could say. Everybody's been contributing in a positive way, so it's been good.
Has playing with Brent helped you out on that adjustment? Having a player like that is so good at the puck on his stick, really veteran player.
Yeah, he's been great. He's patient. I think other guys might get frustrated, if they're not getting used at the blue line, going D to D, whatever, or if I'm, turning one over in the O-zone. He's been really, really patient, and he's got such a good stick. He breaks so many pucks up. I don't even know if he realizes how many plays he breaks up alone, and then the way he can break the puck out, he's just strong, makes good plays. So yeah, he's been good to play with.
Physically, how are you feeling this year?
I feel good. Yeah, no, I feel fine. Just try and maintain it over 82 games is the key. Little things will come and go. I don't think you're ever just playing at 100% for the full year, right? So, but just managing those things and trying to be in the lineup every night.
Your blue line's done pretty good with the next man up mentality, but getting Sam Girard back in the lineup, what has that done to an already dangerous blue line for you guys?
Yeah, he's a guy that can play situations, right? He can fill power play. He can PK. He can play 4-on-4, 4-on-3. What doesn't matter. He can be out there. So knows how to defend well, break pucks out, wheels the net well, creates in the O-zone. Good puck mover. So yeah, a guy like that, they're hard to come by. So having him back in the lineup is huge. It just boosts. I think takes a load off other guys too, right? You can spread it out evenly, and he's been good.
It's Hockey Fights Cancer Night. You have the hat on. What does a night like this mean to you right now?
Oh, it's important. It's especially hits close to home, obviously, right, with my mom. So it's an important night tonight. It'll be nice to recognize people who are fighting cancer, have fought cancer, or going through it right now. Families that are affected, raising awareness, raising money, right, raising money for cures, and research is coming such a long way in today's age. There's crazy things are happening out there. So just continuing to raise money and continuing to shine a light on people that are fighting this battle. It's a horrific disease, and so it doesn't just affect the person that goes through it. It's the family, it's the friends. There's a lot of people that get affected by it, but just shining light on that, letting people know that we're fighting with them.
When you're putting that hat on this morning, and you're going to see a lot of lavender throughout the arena, arena tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
are you preparing for a moment of it just kind of hitting you, overwhelming emotionally or anything?
Yeah, I think it'll hit me emotionally. I think whenever you see people, even before my mom went through it, seeing other people that are fighting it hits you, right? I think everybody can say that. It hits you emotionally, but now having gone through it, knowing a little bit more behind the scenes and seeing it firsthand the way it affects a person and their families, definitely hits harder. So when I see it tonight and be around the people that are fighting it, I expect emotions. I think that's part of it. But knowing that there's a purpose behind it all is kind of the bigger thing.
You touched on it a little bit earlier this season, but I'm hoping you can kind of touch on some of the initiatives you involve yourself in just with a night like this.
Yeah, I think, this is Hockey Fights Cancer, right, paired with the V Foundation, so that's kind of the big thing that I got involved with. I want to say it was not this summer, but the last summer. Started working with them, and just, they've been amazing, finding ways to use our platform to raise money, raise awareness, some things that I would never have been able to do on my own. They just kind of put you in the passenger seat and say, here, come along for the ride, we'll help you in any way you can, and obviously I want to do whatever I can. Sometimes I just don't have the means to do so. So they've been great. I mean, that's kind of been the big partnership so far.
Josh, I hope this isn't too much of a question. You can pass if you want, but what are some things you do to help keep your mom's memory alive?
Well, exactly this, right? Like, talking about it is important. Continuing to raise awareness, raise money for cancer research. I mean, it was a drug that saved her life. We got extra 7 years of life. It went from a 3-month diagnosis to 7 years of life. And I've said it before in articles, but time is the most valuable thing that you can get. And so just continue to raise awareness, raise money, and support families that are going through it. Sometimes all you need is just that little beacon of hope. Let people know that you're alongside them in it. So a night like this is important because it does all that, and I think I can kind of keep my mom's memory alive in nights like this when we talk about things like this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.